Hello, I am Ines from ToleratedCinematics.com, and today I'll be showing you how to create some nice realistic water in Adobe After Effects using only the effects integrated in After Effects, so no external plugins. So this is the effect what we are going for, so let me preview this. Looks pretty cool. So it's pretty easy to create. I've done this in like 5 minutes, but I'm going to try to explain it, so it might take a little bit longer. I don't know. So let's get started. Click on New Composition, and then just enter your settings. I'm going for 1080p. 30 frame rate doesn't really matter. I'm going for 5 seconds. It doesn't have to be much longer. And hit OK. Then what I'm going to do is right click over here, right click, New, Solid, and I'm going to rename my solid to Water. So hit OK once you've done that. Go to Effect, Noise and Grain, Fractal Noise. And once you've added the fractal noise, the fractal type should be changed to dynamic and the noise type to linear. And then what you can do is just tweak the contrast and brightness a little bit to 120 and -10. This is what I thought was working for me. Maybe even 5, -5 or -7 would be a little bit better for me. And the complexity, let's change it to 4 because now it's way too complicated. Then we're going to drop down the transform over here, and we're going to scale it up to like, let's say 150, and this is looking pretty fine. Okay, so once you've done that, we are going to animate our water, so we can see some displacement happening there. So we're going to click on the transform again, click on offset turbulence, and then just create a new keyframe at the beginning of our timeline. Then just drag at the end of your timeline, and then just change these a little bit over here. Not too much, so it doesn't go as fast. If you want it to go fast, yeah, just change it a little bit more, and then press U on the keyboard to reveal the keyframes, and then just drag this out so it doesn't stop at the end or doesn't fade out over here. So once you've done that, we are going to add our colors for our water. Maybe first we want to add an expression to evolution, so we have a little bit more animation. Hold Alt on the keyboard, click on the stopwatch over here, and what we're going to type over here is a little expression, time times 150, and that is going to animate our evolution, and that's just going to change the way it's over here. Because if I'm going to preview this, let me preview so you can see what we are doing here. It's going not too fast over here, so I'm gonna pause the video and come back once it's done. So be right back. Okay, so it's done rendering over here, so let's see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to render this. As you can see, the fractal noise is animating, and it's going to the right because we animated the offset turbulence, but the animation is from the evolution, so this little expression just animated over time without even have to keyframe it. It's a little bit easier than keyframing, in my opinion. So once you have something looking like this, we're going to add our colors to our water. We're going to effect, and then going to color correction, tritone, and this will just give the nice colors for our highlights, midtones, and shadows. So I like to work with the blue/greenish watercolor, something like this over here, and make it as realistic as possible. So I'm just going to pick some colors over here, some mid blues over here, and some dark ones as well. So something like this should be working fine. A little bit darker. This is a bit too bright. Okay, there we go. And maybe a little bit lighter for the highlights. Okay, so this is what I like. This should be our water at the end. What we want to do now, once you have something looking like this, hold Ctrl and Shift on the keyboard and then press C. If you don't know how to do that, just go to Composition and no, going to it's a long time I've done this because I'm always using my hotkeys right now. I'm going to layer pre-compose. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to layer and pre-compose this. Then move all the attributes to a new composition, and then just rename it to whatever you want. Water, yeah, water fractal noise, something like this, and hit OK. So once you have something looking like this, what I like to do is add a glass to sell the effect. So at the effects and presets, we are going to enter, if you don't see the effects and presets, go to window and then just check on the effects and presets. And once you've done that, go to the search and press CC space glass over here. So at stylize, if you don't find it over here, just click on the on your layer, go to effect, stylize, and you will find it on there as well. But I like to search my effects over here because it's a lot faster. So I'm going to drag this and drop this on our layer, and that will give this glass effect over here. Now we have to tweak it a little bit to make it a little bit realistic. So let's tweak it over here. The softness, I'm going to change it to 30 or 40, something. Yeah, let's say 35 because yeah, there we go. The height, we're going to change it to negative. No, we are going to change it to 50, and the displacement to negative 100. And as you can see already, our water is coming through. I'm going to change the height again to 100, a little bit more. Let's say 75, negative 75. What works well? Let's say 75 will do. Yeah, it's working fine. So something like this. You can also tweak these lights over here, whatever you want. Maybe a little bit more bluish light, not too much, because you don't want to sell the effect. You want to sell the effect just a little touch over here. So this is our water. If you're going to preview this, let me preview this by pausing the video and coming back once it's done, and then we can just add some text to yeah, for a title of a movie or whatever. Yeah, so be right back. Okay, so we're back over here. So let's see what we have. And this is looking pretty fine. So now if you want to add some text and that's also displacing light water, just go to new and text and then just enter text. I'm going to enter ocean, something like this. I'm going to drag this down over here, and I'm going to change the color to a nice gray bluish color. First I got to select this, of course. Okay, there we go. And now I just change the mode to screen or to add, and then I'm going to press T on the keyboard to reveal the opacity, and then just change it to 60 or something like that. Also, I'm adding some blur, vector blur over here, and I'm going to change this amount to 15, so maybe even 10. Okay, there we go. So this is what I do for my text. Then I like to add a turbulent displacement, but you can also just click, well, you can also copy this layer over here, and then go back to the other composition and paste it over here, and then just delete the tritone, and then just again pre-compose it by going to layer, pre-compose, and then just displacement. I don't know what this will give. I didn't use it previous time, but it's also a nice thing to know. So go to your effects and presets, enter displacement, and then just displacement map, drop this on the text, and then just select your displacement over here, shut the eye off, and then just change the horizontal displacement and vertical displacement to luminance, I guess that it was. There we go. And then if we are going to change this to 10, or maybe even more, 25. No, not 25, it's too much. Let's say 15. There we go. And now if we are going to preview or render now, be right back again. Okay, so let's preview this one. Yeah, it's looking pretty fine over here. So I really like the effect because it's just copying the same exact animation of our water over here, and then just adds it to a displacement of our text. So it's looking pretty realistic over here. So what you can do as well is add a blur and opacity to your text to get a nice transition in. So I'm going to add some fast blur because it's a little bit rendering. It's rendering a lot faster actually. Change it to 100 keyframe stopwatch over here. Move in time like let's say 1.5 seconds, and change it to 0. and press T on the keyboard to reveal the opacity. Over here, click a stopwatch over here at the end of the same keyframe of our blur, and then just go back to the first frame of our composition, and then just hit 0 on the keyboard, and the opacity will be changed to 0%. What you can do as well is selecting your last keyframes, right click and go to keyframe assistance and click on easy ease or press F9 on the keyboard. So if we preview this, pretty smooth and nice transition. For the final touch for your ocean looking effect, what we can do is add a vignette at the corners over here, and that really does give a nice touch to your composition. And if we're going to new solid, and we are going to enter vignette as a name and just hit OK, and then just go to effect. Well, we're not going to do it with effect. I'm just going to do it with our mask over here. So just drag and drop over here to the ellipse tool, then double click on the ellipse tool, make sure your solid layer was selected when you do this, and then go to the mask and go to subtract instead of add, then press F on the keyboard to feather your mask and change it to like 400 or something like that, and then just change the mode to an overlay. Now press T on the keyboard and change the opacity to 60, and then press double tap it to reveal the mask options, and for the mask expansion just change it to -50 or something, or maybe -75 over there. You can also change the opacity back to 70 maybe, to get it a little bit darker over here at the corners, and depending on what look you're going for. If you are using this tutorial in your own project, please just post a video response of what you have done. And I'm sorry for this Amazon pop-up. Just post a video response. I like to see what you guys came up with using my tutorials, so be sure to do that. Also, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If it's your first time, be sure to check out my channel. I have a lot of other tutorials out there for all kinds of software, Cinema 4D, After Effects, Photoshop. I also have a website at toleratedcinematics.com with a nice overview over there, and with a blog and inspiration and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, and goodbye. Take care.